Right now on News Channel 12, live at 6, we're on alert for more strong winds over the next few days, and that means an increased fire threat as well.
Local organizations are putting their resources together to help Los Angeles County fire survivors.
How are local lakes holding up? We'll take a closer look. News Channel 12, live at 6, starts right now.
Live, up and down the coast, from the beaches to the valleys, your news channel starts right now.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Beth Farnsworth.
And I'm CJ Ward. We begin at 6 o'clock with more intense winds in the forecast.
Evan Vega is keeping a very close eye on the current conditions. Evan?
Yeah, we're already seeing those wind speeds pick up here on the Central Coast. They're going to get even stronger later tonight. And this upcoming week is looking similar to the very strong winds that we saw last week, especially in Ventura County. The Santa Ana is going to pick up overnight tonight into the morning. It's looking strongest on Wednesday as of right now. And the National Weather Service is forecasting extreme fire weather concerns for the majority of the Central Coast, including Santa Barbara County and San Luis Obispo County. Those winds are coming from the east. We're seeing breezy conditions in Ventura right now, and they are going to get very strong over the next day. We have a red flag warning that goes in effect starting at 10 p.m. tonight for all those areas highlighted in pink, strongest in Ventura, and then that does expire in Wednesday as of right now. But we do have this PDS alert that was issued for Ventura and Los Angeles counties. It is a very rare alert. It was used for tornadoes and other extreme weather events, but we're now seeing it used for wildfires here in California. I'll show you your future track wind speeds coming up in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Edmund. And Ventura County turned out to be one of the windiest places today.
It is still blowing out there tonight. News Channel's Tracy Lair joins us live in Oxnard. And Tracy, the National Weather Service issued a particularly dangerous situation alert. It's known as a PDS, as Evan just mentioned.
That's right. And Beth and CJ, we decided to move over to Ventura just to see how the winds are here, and they are picking up again. We're near Grant Park overlooking Ventura. And as Evan was saying, a lot of people are comparing this to last week. They woke up to howling winds, and some people never went back to sleep because that was the sound from last week. We stopped by the National Weather Service headquarters. It is located in Oxnard, and they were hard at work. They've been talking to the managers of operations of emergency services and weather teams at stations, TV stations everywhere, and they want everyone to heed the warnings because of these particularly dangerous situation alerts during red flag warnings.
I want people to know that they need to be at a high state of readiness for the potential for fires to grow rapidly, to become large. Everyone needs to have multiple ways of receiving emergency information. If an evacuation order is issued for your location, you have to follow it. Evacuate at once. Seconds can save your life.
Now that includes preparing for shutoffs. The National Weather Service actually had to evacuate during the mountain fire late last year in Camarillo. And what is happening now is so similar with these really, really strong winds. They want people to be ready, set, to go. And there are websites that we have on our website with links to all the information you need to get yourself prepared. We'll have more reaction, from people. You can sort of feel there is some smoke in the air, just bad air quality that is impacting people. But we'll hear from people describing the winds today, and we'll also let you know that firefighters are going from place to place to make sure that nothing sparks locally. Reporting live in Ventura, I'm News Channel reporter Tracy Lair.
All right, thank you, Tracy. We've had very little to no rain in a while, so how are local lakes holding up? Lopez Lake and Cachuma Lake supply drinking water for tens of thousands of people. Both are near capacity. Lopez Lake, east of Arroyo Grande, is close to 92% capacity. Cachuma, outside Santa Barbara in the San Marcos Pass area, is at 88% capacity. And while this winter has been mostly dry, we are still benefiting from those winter storms we've had over the last 2 years.
Without any more significant rain, we'll probably stay in the 90% through part of the summer. Hopefully, we still have all of part of January, February, and March, so there's potential still that the lake could reach capacity.
And both lakes, which also serve as campgrounds, are seeing high levels of recreation right now, thanks in large part to all of that water.
And we now turn to the fires burning in Los Angeles County. The Palisades fire is the most destructive wildfire in LA County history. It scorched highly populated areas from Pacific Palisades to Santa Monica and Malibu. That fire broke out last Tuesday morning. It has burned nearly 24,000 acres now. It is 14% contained. At least 8 people have died. The flames destroyed about 5,300 structures. Roughly 100,000 people remain under evacuation orders, especially with these winds expected to kick up tonight. They are already kicking up. Governor Newsom is proposing an additional $2.5 billion in response to help the impacted communities.
And out to the San Gabriel Valley and the Eaton fire burning near Altadena. At least 3 lawsuits were filed today against SoCal Edison. The lawsuits claim SCE failed to comply with safety standards and that its equipment started the fire. Officials confirm at least 16 people have died there and more than 7,000 structures have been damaged or destroyed, including vehicles. The fire has grown to more than 14,000 acres and is now 33% contained.
And numerous local organizations are responding with help for people who survived those fires in Los Angeles County.
And News Channel reporter John Palmentary joins us live with that. And John, you found out the outpouring is pretty impressive.
Maybe it's been because we've been through so many disasters in this area in recent years, or it's compassion at its best. But the response from our area to the Los Angeles victims has been fast and very impressive. It's been an amazing haul, sorted and stacked inside the hall at All Saints by the Sea Episcopal Church in Montecito, when the disaster needs were obvious following the devastating Los Angeles fires, and the outpouring came with boxes and bags of contributions. It's a combined drive of clothing and necessities between All Saints by the Sea and the Crane Day School nearby.
People were fast to volunteer because of their own experiences, either in a fire or because of the debris flow themselves. And they knew specifically what to give and what would be helpful. There was no structure in place as we received these donations. Instead, people just grabbed this, knew how to sort all of this out.
The church rector said the community is giving in many ways for all ages and their pets.
Montecito has a sweetness and a generosity and a kindness to it that I think is really unique. And I wonder if our own experience 7 years ago may have just created a sense that, you know, we're all in this together and we actually all are somewhat vulnerable to the extremities of life.
This effort is both immediate and there's a plan to be a resource as the fire victims relocate, either temporarily or permanently, and determine what their next set of needs will be in the weeks ahead. The bulk of the donations have been overwhelming, and they've held off now on everything except for 2 specific items they're still taking in. Those are air mattresses and cots like this. Another immediate donation came from the Ace Rivington clothing store. Owner Bo Lawrence put out a social media message last week asking for fire victims to write to him with a message, a mailing address, and their size. The fire victims saw it, and with his staff, hundreds of pants and shirts are going out at no cost.
Sometimes my heart moves a little too fast, but I don't care. We're here to help, and that's what this is all about.
It was a rapid response, and it will meet an immediate need.
And the power of our local community and the support behind it is such an enormous part of being able to have an impact. And just having all of these incredible people here helping us get these orders out is the magic of Santa Barbara.
Each shipment has a personal, handwritten message for the recipient.
Really thinking about everything we can do to make people feel special in such a challenging time. For us just to put a little bit more heart thoughts from Santa Barbara, that's what it's all about.
There are certainly many generous outpourings and donations going on right now throughout the Central Coast to help the fire victims, specifically down where they live or where they've relocated there, but also those, and we've seen them in person, that have come up here to relocate temporarily, and they need necessities as well. And that includes not only the fire victims, but also some first responders that have needs as well, pet owners, and as we showed you over the weekend in our news, even surfers helping surfers. Reporting live in Santa Barbara, I'm News Channel reporter John Palmentary.
John, it's a beautiful outpouring. People are in it for the long haul. A team from Santa Barbara Humane is also helping the Pasadena Humane Society with animals evacuated during the Eaton fire. Pasadena Humane has taken in more than 300 animals. Some are suffering from burn injuries, and the staff is facing significant strain and, frankly, exhaustion. So the Santa Barbara Humane team jumped in to help, bringing the Pasadena staff some much-needed relief. The dogs are already available for adoption at Santa Barbara's Humane's campuses in Santa Barbara and in Santa Maria, about more than a dozen of them or so.
And still ahead on News Channel 12, live at 6. 3 community meetings this week will discuss the rocket launches from Vandenberg. We'll have more on that coming up.
And I'll show you when and where the wind is going to be the strongest coming up after the break.
And with thousands displaced from the LA wildfires, childcare is in short supply. How one local organization is working hard to change that. Next.
The Air Force is preparing an environmental impact statement on rocket launches from Vandenberg. 3 meetings will be held this week to give people an opportunity to comment. The proposed changes include an increase in launches and landings at Vandenberg and new facilities to support those activities. The first meeting is tomorrow at the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post in Ventura. Then on Wednesday, folks can go to the Westside Neighborhood Center in Santa Barbara. And on Thursday, the meeting will be at the Dick DeWeese Community Center in Lompoc. All of those meetings are from 5 until 8 p.m. We have more information on our mobile app and website at KEYT.com.
Many families have been uprooted following the devastating fires throughout Los Angeles County, and there's a pressing need for childcare with the schools, the homes, the entire communities burnt to the ground.
And News Channel reporter Mina Wahab shows us how one Carpinteria-based organization is providing relief to kids and to parents.
Girls Inc. in Carpinteria is offering free childcare to victims of the recent fires for the next couple weeks.
Anytime a school is shut down or displaced and kids are not in their normal routine, it affects the parents, and we know parents need to work in order to afford to live.
Survivors didn't just lose their homes, they lost their entire community.
We've seen an influx in people coming into our community and immediately enrolling in school. So if these kids are here for longer term, we're able to provide free after-school programming for them to, again, help build that sense of community around them.
Monday was the first day of welcoming in evacuees.
It was kind of like a mixture of sadness because they are still feeling really heavy feelings, but also like a breath, I feel like. When they got here, they were so excited to see the playground. They were excited to go into the gym, and they were excited to start painting. Think of something that's on paper.
The program is a small step to provide some normalcy for kids and parents during a trying time.
They might just be at home hearing their parents and hearing the news and kind of get wrapped up more in that like deep cycle of just thinking about everything that's going on. So kind of giving them a couple hours to come here and to be a kid. Really, I think it's healthy for them. It's healthy for the parents too. Some of the parents just need a break and they need a breath and they need to just sit down and decompress away from their kids.
The free childcare program at Girls Inc. is available Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. In Carpinteria, I'm News Channel reporter Mina Wahab.
And on Thursday night, they'll host a community resilience fair with a dinner, raffle prizes, and fun activities from 5:30 to 7. The purpose, to teach folks about how to be better prepared for emergencies year-round.
Right, and of course, Evan Vega has been closely monitoring these winds. So this goes for till Wednesday. Strongest, though, in between?
Looks like Wednesday, that day, is going to be the strongest.
Closely monitoring these winds. So this goes for till Wednesday.
But we could see it last into Thursday. Looks like Friday is the best day to assure some calmer wind speeds. As of right now, we have a wind alert in effect right now, and then it does upgrade into a high wind warning for Ventura County tomorrow, lasting through Wednesday. For now, gusts up to 70 miles an hour possible in the mountains. Very strong wind speeds near 40 miles an hour near the coast over the next 2 days. So here's a look at our future track winds showing the timing and the location of these winds. So later tonight, the Ventura Mountains are going to pick up close to 40 mile per hour wind gusts showing up near Ojai later tonight. Tomorrow, this is the strongest wind I'm seeing in the forecast for Ventura County, between 20 to 30 mile per hour winds near Camarillo in the afternoon. Some breezy conditions in Cuyama and California Valley on Tuesday. Not seeing any concerns for San Luis Obispo, Santa Maria, or Santa Barbara on our Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, late morning, we see those winds really start to pick up. That does include in the California Valley in SLO County and the Cuyama Valley in Santa Barbara County. But you can see right here this green color. This is going to be staying active for most of the day on Wednesday. 20 to 30 mile per hour winds being sustained throughout the day. Jumping ahead to the afternoon, you can see those wind speeds not dying down, picking up in some areas like California Valley. These arrows showing how strongly those wind speeds are coming from the eastern direction, shooting right across the central coast. Even more easterly winds than the last wind event last week, though this upcoming one isn't expected to be as strong as last week's wind. It could be very close. Later in the afternoon on Wednesday, we're seeing those breezy conditions remain for Ventura County and the SLO and Santa Barbara County mountains. Wednesday evening, some calming, but it's looking still active and breezy, especially there in Ventura, 20 miles an hour. And I do think they'll last overnight into Thursday morning. So we have high pressure near California, keeping us warm and dry. Not seeing any clouds or fog in the forecast over the next couple of days. Those Santa Ana winds blowing offshore, keeping the marine layer away from us. And we are no longer looking at any rain chances for the central coast this week. Last week was about 20% chance on Thursday, down to a little to no rain chance for us now. We do have very cold temperatures affecting North County, SLO County tonight, near freezing conditions starting at 10 p.m. lasting until 9 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to be warming up to the high 60s, low 70s for much of the central coast. 69 is the high in Santa Barbara tomorrow. Your low is only at 42, but San Ynez Valley, Santa Maria, and SLO County, we see some very cold overnight conditions tonight. 26 is the low in Santa Ynez and Buellton. Low 30s, near freezing conditions for Santa Maria tonight, so it's going to be very cold, warming up to the mid 60s, 68 in Santa Maria tomorrow. 70 is the high in San Luis Obispo. 32 is the low. 24 is the low for Paso Robles and Atascadero tomorrow, where those freeze and frost alerts are in effect. Ventura going to be warming up to the high 60s, 70 degrees near Ojai, where those winds are going to be active. Our temperatures will cool down for the central coast later this week. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast, staying warm in Santa Barbara through Wednesday. Very slight cooling for the central coast in between Wednesday and Thursday, but a more noticeable drop between Thursday and Friday. Santa Maria, you're dropping from 67 as your high to 60 as your high for Friday. Those clouds are also going to roll in this weekend for some parts of the central coast. So we're looking at a cool, potentially gloomy weekend ahead, but it's going to be sunny over the next couple days with those winds staying active, especially on the southern end of the central coast. It's going to be warm in the San Ynez Valley over the next couple of days as well. Ventura, you will be cooling down to the high 50s later this weekend, with hopefully more calm wind conditions this weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Evan. And still ahead live at 6, the North County Athletic Roundtable is back. Meet the student athletes being honored this week. That's next.
Turning now to sports, Northern Santa Barbara County's weekly athletic roundtable started up again after winter break. Giovanni's Pizza and Orchid hosts the weekly roundtable gathering year-round. Student athletes have a chance to socialize and are honored for outstanding achievements in their respective sports. This week's honorees both attend Orchid Academy. Karamia plays the girls' soccer team and Isaiah Soto plays basketball. Congratulations. Let's check the roads now with Evan Vega.
There is one crash outside of Goleta. You can see the backup live on that camera. Stop and go traffic in the southbound lane. It happened along the 101 south near Los Caneros Road. Traffic is moving okay on the northbound lane. There is also a crash near Camarillo that was reported but doesn't seem to be causing a backup at this time. No other crashes across the Central Coast. We'll be right back.
A baby gorilla found in a cargo hold is recovering. This, there he is Zeytin. That's Z-E-Y-T-I-N, which means olive in Turkish. He was found in a box in a Turkish Airlines flight from Nigeria to Thailand last month. He's now recovering at a zoo in Istanbul.
Zeytin's caretakers say he is growing well. He is in good health. Zookeepers say he was very timid at first, but now he's playful and very happy and settling in nicely. So glad they were able to find him and save him.
Yeah, what a cool name. Baby Z.
Baby Z, I like that.
That could be his nickname. Well, it's going to be a cold night tonight in Santa Maria, but if you want to head outside, you can bundle up and check out that full moon, first full moon of the year. Not seeing any fog in the forecast, so you should see that nice and clear.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody.
All right, your local news channel continues next. Stay with us.